What if the biggest threat in your life isn't your enemy, but the person who knows exactly how to control your mind? Dark psychology is real, and the most dangerous manipulation doesn't look violent. It looks calm, clever, and personal. In this video, you'll learn how people use emotions, silence, guilt, and confusion to control others, and how to make sure it never works on you again. People think dark psychology is about controlling others, but the truth is darker than that. It's about understanding how people control you without you even noticing. Every day, someone is using attention, emotion, guilt, silence, fear, or desire to shape your choices. And most people never realize it until the damage is already done. If you don't understand manipulation, you become easy to guide, easy to confuse, and easy to break. This video is not about becoming evil. It's about becoming aware. Because the moment you understand the hidden games people play, you stop being their victim. Dark psychology begins where human weakness meets human strategy. It lives in the gap between what people say and what they actually want. Manipulators rarely come to you with obvious bad intentions. They come with charm, with fake understanding, with timing so perfect it feels natural. They learn your fears, your insecurities, your need to be loved, your need to be seen. And then they build influence through those cracks. The most dangerous people are not always loud, aggressive, or threatening. Many of them are calm, patient, polite, and incredibly observant. They do not force control. They create conditions where you give it away yourself. One of the strongest weapons in dark psychology is emotional dependence. A person gives you attention, validation, affection, and support just long enough to make you emotionally attached. Then they begin to control the supply. Sometimes they become distant. Sometimes they make you work harder for the same warmth they once gave freely. Sometimes they confuse you by being kind one day and cold the next. This inconsistency is not always accidental. It creates emotional addiction. Your mind starts chasing clarity, chasing approval, chasing the version of them that made you feel special in the beginning. And in that chase, you lose power without realizing it. Another brutal tactic is making you doubt your own mind. This happens when someone twists facts, changes stories, denies obvious behavior, or acts as if your memory and emotions are the real problem. After enough repetition, even strong people begin to question themselves. They stop trusting their instincts. They begin asking for permission to feel what they feel. This is one of the darkest parts of manipulation. Because once a person no longer trusts their own judgment, they become easier to shape. When someone controls your version of reality, they don't need chains. Confusion does the job for them. Dark psychology also thrives on image management. Manipulative people often work very hard to look innocent. Wise, wounded, loyal, or misunderstood. They know that perception is power. If they can make others see them as the victim, they can attack without being blamed. If they can appear calm while you react emotionally, they can make you look unstable. This is why many victims feel trapped. Not only are they being manipulated, but the manipulator has already prepared the audience. They understand that controlling the story can be just as powerful as controlling the person. And in the modern world, where image spreads faster than truth, that tactic has become even more dangerous. But here's what many people misunderstand. Dark psychology only works deeply when your inner boundaries are weak. If you are desperate for approval, terrified of abandonment, addicted to validation, or afraid to disappoint others, manipulative people can sense it. They test limits softly at first. A small lie, a little disrespect, a strange guilt trip, a moment where they take more than they give. If you stay silent, they go further. This is why healing matters. Confidence is not just attractive, it is protective. Self-respect is not ego, it is armor. The stronger your identity becomes, the less access manipulative people have to your emotions, your time, and your peace. The solution is not paranoia. It is awareness with discipline. Start noticing patterns instead of isolated moments. Stop judging people only by how intense they make you feel and start judging them by consistency, respect, and honesty. Listen to your body when something feels off. Pay attention when someone always benefits from your guilt, your confusion, or your silence. Ask yourself hard questions. Do I feel peaceful around this person? Or just emotionally occupied? Do they respect my limits or only my usefulness? Do I become stronger around them or smaller? The truth usually reveals itself when you stop making excuses for what you already feel. So here is the real power. Dark psychology loses its grip when you become conscious. The moment you stop begging to be chosen, stop romanticizing red flags, stop explaining away manipulation, and stop abandoning your own instincts, everything changes. You become harder to play with, harder to confuse, and harder to control. And that is the goal of this video, not to teach you how to destroy others, but to make sure nobody destroys you through hidden influence ever again. If this opened your eyes, if you've ever felt confused, drained, or controlled without understanding why, this is your sign to start seeing people more clearly. Subscribe to Next Level Mind for more powerful videos on mindset, manipulation, self-mastery, and mental strength, because the moment you understand the game, you stop being the one getting played